guys, how's it going? I'm really tired. Like, really tired. Not like, oh yeah, I'm a little worn out, tired. Or like, oh man, I wish I could have slept for another half hour, tired. I am exhausted. Like, straight up, wiped out, exhausted. Well, here's why. 2 weeks ago, normal training week during the week, normal runs. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee. Normal runs, trying to get lots of elevation in, and then the weekend. Probably, one of the hardest training weekends I had. 2 back-to-back marathons on Saturday and Sunday, and I did them on Mount Diablo, which is a 4,000 foot peak here in the Bay Area, and it's pretty brutal, and it was really hot, and so a marathon, it was actually just under, it was like 25 and some change, so it wasn't a full 26.2, but it was one trip up Mount Diablo and down, and then like 2/3 of the way back up and down. They went okay. It was a little slow, but I was within the cutoff time for Leadville, so, I just need to be able to run 30 miles before those runs, do those 2 runs back to back, and then be able to run another 30 miles after that with a little more elevation gain and loss and stay under that time, then I'll be okay. But after I was like, all week, this last week, I was a mess. Like, I was having problems staying awake at work. I'm having problems with English. I almost fell asleep driving home from work one day. But the weird thing was I couldn't sleep. I never had problems sleeping, but I couldn't get myself wound down at night. I couldn't get to bed, and I was having Leadville nightmares. I've had 2 so far. One of them was last night. I had a dream that they made a last-minute course change, and instead of the normal Leadville course, they had to do 1-mile loops. We had to do 100 1-mile loops, and the course went through some buildings in certain places. Like, part of the course ran down the hallway of a high school. And then I got to the finish line, and my film crew was like, oh, hey, did you want us to record the beginning of the race, the starting line? So that was my first Leadville nightmare. And then this last weekend, it wasn't quite as bad, but I had to do a 50K, which is 31 point something. And I don't know, I can't math right now. It was 31 point something, and I couldn't do it. I did 25 something again. I mean, it's not like I was a total slouch, like hanging out on the sofa. I mean, I ran another marathon. But I, from the get-go, was just exhausted. Like, just absolutely exhausted. Like, my legs felt weak before I even stepped on the trail. And I think it's overtraining. Like, the overtraining situation. Not just like, oh, I think I ran too hard this week. I think in general, it's like the bigger picture overtraining. I don't know. I have my meeting with Ian here in a few minutes, so he'll know. He's got all the answers, so we'll see what he has to say. It might not be as official as that. It might just be, hey, you ran a lot for a couple weeks, so you're tired. You should be tired. But it's definitely like the most intense it's gotten. It's definitely the pinnacle of my training, and it was really hard. It was really tough. Today I want to talk about time management because I think I've failed in some aspects with time management while training for an ultramarathon. First of all, just the breakdown of my time allocation. There are 168 hours in a week, right? So I work 45 hours a week. It's pretty standard. Let's say I spend 2 hours a day eating. I spend more than that, but let's say I spend 2 hours a day eating and preparing food, so that's another 14 hours. If I get 8 hours of sleep a night, which really, when you're at this sort of training level, you really should probably try to get more than 8 hours if you can, but let's say 8 hours, that's 56 hours. Right now, I'm training anywhere from 18 to 24 hours a week. I try to go to the gym a few times, so there's another 3 or 4 hours. So, that's what? 45 plus 14 plus 56 plus 22 plus 4. That's almost all my hours are taken up with things. And everybody getting the shaft. I mean, poor little Leroy, my dog. He can't. Most of my runs are long enough now that he can't go with me, and so he's not getting as much exercise as he's used to. So that poor little guy is suffering. My cat doesn't care. She does not give a. My friends, my poor friends, I don't see them. I never see them. Even when I do have time to see them, even when I have a free evening, I have to be in bed by 9 p.m. because I have to run at 5 a.m. And so, I'm sure they're pissed. They're not pissed. But I know that it's tough, I mean, they would like to see me occasionally, I think. So, I don't know. Here are my tips. And I've only done this once, so there's maybe better advice out there, but from my experience, this is what I think. The first thing, I think you have to prioritize your runs. Some runs are more important than others. They're all important. Do not get me wrong, they're all important. You should not miss any runs. But if it gets to the point where you have to miss a run to take care of yourself because you're sick, because of something, obviously for what I'm doing, my long runs are the most important. If I'm going to get any run in during the week, it needs to be the long run. Maybe the most expendable are your recovery runs. Those like 2 to 5 mile, 6, 7 mile. Just jogs, just on your off days to, shake out your legs. Those are probably the most expendable. In my opinion, you should do them. I'm not saying you shouldn't do them, but if something has to go, I think that's probably the most logical thing to go. For me, scheduling time for all the other stuff has been really important, and I honestly have failed at it a lot. Like, I need to do laundry right now, and if I could find a wash and fold place that would do it for me and overcharge me for it, I would do it, just because I don't have time to do my laundry. That's not true. I do have time to do my laundry. The thing is, after running 25 miles up a 4,000 foot mountain, when I come home, the last thing I want to do is carry my laundry across my apartment complex to the laundromat. That's the issue. It's not that there isn't time. It's that I'm recovering. This husky ginger is beat. And so it's really hard to find the motivation to do things like that after huge long runs. So I do them on Saturdays, because usually I don't have a long run on Saturdays. It's usually like a medium-ish run. And so I'll set aside a few hours where I'll do things like laundry, I'll tidy up a bit, and I'll do meal prep. Not like intense like meal prep, like I'll cook everything for the week and get it put in Ziploc, containers and stuff. Not like that, but just a trip to the grocery store to make sure I have groceries for the week, make sure I'm all set up. If there's something that's kind of cooking intensive, maybe I'll get some of it done in advance. I might make a pot of rice, I might do things like that just so that I have some stuff prepared during the week to help avoid having to stop at the grocery store every day on the way home from work, or worse, like having to, stop and get something that's not ideal, best case scenario, like a Subway sandwich, but a lot of times it's like a bean burrito from Taco Bell. Oh, I know, but it's technically vegan and I've done it too many times. But if I am able to plan ahead on Saturdays, it gets rid of that, and I don't need to do that. My last bit of advice is to not plan any major life events during your training. And sometimes you have control over this, and sometimes you don't. If you have control over things like a wedding date or a move, a relocation to a new city, I wouldn't plan to do a 100-miler right after that, or any endurance or any big. I would not suggest any big run during something like that. I just moved from Los Angeles to San Francisco, and I was super organized. Everything went really smoothly, actually. I had all my ducks in a row, and it turned out okay. But even though I was super organized, it has still been such a nightmare to fit in my runs. And I mean, my apartment's just full of boxes because it's the same thing. It's not that I don't have time to unpack them, but the time that I have to unpack them is on the weekends after I have run 26 miles, 25 miles, or 20 miles. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And so I just kind of unpacked the necessities and kind of accepted the fact that everything's staying in boxes until I get back from Colorado. And then I will move into my apartment. Sometimes you don't have control over those things. You can't control death in the family or things like that. But if you can control things, events, I would definitely suggest keeping them outside of your last couple months of training. And that's that, guys. I'm tired, but I'm gonna be fine. I'm on my taper. My really rough runs are done, and now I've just got 3 weeks until Leadville. I leave for Colorado in a week, so I'll be there for 2 weeks to get acclimated to the altitude. And yeah, I don't know what to think. I think I'm ready. I'm excited for sure. I'm terrified for sure. I don't know. I think I'm ready. I definitely think I could be more ready, but I think you always feel like you could be more ready, right? I don't know. I think I'm okay. I would like to be a little more prepared. I would love to take 2 weeks off and then have another 2 or 3 weekends of really, really rough runs before I start my taper. But, you know, I've had a couple good test weekends. Memorial Day weekend, I did the 3 back-to-back runs, 30 miles, 20 miles, and then 15 miles. And that went really well. And so that was really comforting to know that that could go smoothly. And then this past weekend, like mileage-wise, it was a little less. It was 25 and 25. But the elevation change was pretty intense, so that was comforting to know that I could do both of those back to back with the elevation change and stay well underneath the cutoff time for Leadville. So I think I'm ready, but it's my first one, so I don't know if I'm ready. I feel ready, but I don't feel ready. I don't know. We'll find out in a few weeks. Oh, my dog, he's whining. He wants to go out. Poor guy. I know, right? Hey, before I left Los Angeles, I went for a run with Shanna Shrum. It was her first run in Los Angeles, and these views that I had totally taken advantage of blew her away. And it was cool for me right before I moved to be reminded of how gorgeous my daily runs were that I took advantage of. So we went for a run, and we just chatted about Leadville, about critters. She pooped in a park bathroom. Oh. It was crazy. Here she is, guys. Hey, guys!
Hi!
I am running with Shanna Shrum.
That's right.
We're in Griffith Park in Los Angeles. We just started up this awful little hill.
It's terrible.
But I wanted to get the camera rolling because she's about to get her first cool view.
Oh!
Right?
Wow!
I know!
That's really something.
It's pretty.
Oh my god.
Right?
Look.
This ain't nothing.
Do you think if you sell enough tickets to your documentary, you can live in one of those houses?
Maybe if everyone in the country buys one. So here's my question. I did something really stupid on my run yesterday.
What's
Have
that?
you ever done anything? I want you to go first.
Oh.
You go first.
You want me to?
Yeah, have you ever done anything stupid and been like, oh.
Gauge how stupid you are compared to my stupid?
Yeah,
Okay.
if yours isn't good enough, I'm not going to tell mine.
Well, mine's a good one. So as you can see, as we talked about in the last podcast, I wear a mishmash of clothes. I'm wearing my Miami Half Marathon t-shirt, which if Miami Half Marathon wants to pay for my next year's entry for buying them right now, contact me at shanna.shrum@gmail.com. No, seriously. Here's the other thing though. So before that I had to get up at like, I don't know, some ungodly hour, like 3:30 in the morning or 4 or something, as per usual, right? And it was a destination race for me. And you know, you're just kind of like, you have a long list of things to check off. Get to the packet pickup, get the right food in you. You know, you're traveling, so you don't have your fridge and like, you know, with your things that you're used to. And just all these things that I was having anxiety about.
Sure.
Getting an Uber that early in the morning to get down to the shuttle. And I mean, I'm just like checking things off. I'm cruising through my morning. I'm really proud of myself. And I get to the race and my bib is missing.
No.
Yes.
Your race bib?
My race bib.
Were they cool?
Well, I like realized as I'm almost up to the start, and luckily like I gotten out there early enough, but I go up to some Joe Schmo with a walkie-talkie and I'm like panicked, you know, like, my bib, I lost my bib. You know, I lost it on one of the shuttle buses. Sat on my lap in the dark. And he's like, he radios to someone. And I'm like, are they going to be able to replace it? And he's like, I don't know. But you can go to this tent on the other side of this like race campus. And I'm like, you know, so the whole time I'm just like angrily at myself, speed walking to the tent. I show up and I'm just like, you know, so much training goes into it. There was a flight involved, like, you know, and you're feeling like,
yeah, that's so much stress.
This has never
like,
happened.
Yeah.
You know, all the times I've raced, this has never happened, and I have no idea if they're gonna let me race. And I show up, and I say to the, you know, I let her know what happened. She's like, "What's your bib number?" And
Did you know?
I pulled it up on my phone.
Oh yeah.
And it was in my email. I give it to her. She's like, all right, write this down. And I write all this down. She hands me a bib. She's like, have a good race. And I'm just like, holy God. All of that for nothing.
Oh.
So, to those out there in athletefire.com land, like, if you lose your bib before a race, it's okay.
Oh my God. That's terrifying. I would have been totally panicked. I just brushed your arm and got my arm sweat on you.
It was the highlight of my day.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, while you were telling that story, I realized something stupid that I did today.
What?
I forgot to tape my nipples.
Ah!
And my left one is raw. No, I've done lots of stupid stuff. Like yesterday, I was supposed to run 26 miles.
Right.
26.2.
In BC.
Yeah. And I got on a Jeep to go run. And realized I forgot all my food. All of my food.
Yeah.
So what could I do? It was gonna be hot, so I had to get on the trail. I didn't have time to go home and get my food and come back. I was already starting late. And so I just had to try it. And I actually got 23, like a little over 23 miles in.
Hey, there you
so, yeah, you know,
go. Proud of you.
Could have been worse, but it's just so frustrating when you do stuff like that. Like, I know better than to not, like, go through the mental checklist before I leave.
Oh, totally. I woke up this morning kind of panicked.
What?
Like, I've committed to this run. I know nothing about the trail. I know nothing about the bathroom situation.
Shanna Shrum is in the bathroom, the dirty, gross park bathroom pooping. Oh. Girls are so gross. Oh. Hey.
Might be more in there.
How was it?
Paper.
What?
I said there might be more in there. I brought toilet paper.
Oh my God, that's so disgusting.
The hydration situation. I didn't even have any food. Like, I was sending you these panic texts. Like, do you have this? What is this?
I had you.
I know you
I had
did.
you covered.
Had my back.
And it's an easy one today because I did 23, 24 miles yesterday.
Oh yeah. No
So I'm not winning it. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten hit on while running?
I mean, look at this.
Seriously, have you?
No.
You haven't? I haven't either.
Losers.
Oh, how you doing, Shan?
It's hot. I got a sweat, dribble. almost into my left eyeball.
We're at the top of a really
Steep
rough climb.
Yeah.
It's kind of long.
I'm into it.
Really hard.
You know.
A good thing is I promise this is the last one.
It better be, because I run in completely like zero elevation.
Yeah, well, it's obviously like sometimes I run some hills, but it's kind of nice. I mean, I'm not quite at the level to be running up mountains yet. Not that really anybody is. I mean, even the top ultra runners wouldn't run.
I bet Hal Higdon could. He's like 90, I bet.
Yeah.
He'd probably just like flash by me right now.
But, when you run 100 miles, you gotta walk these because, there's no way you could
You can't put out that energy.
you can't waste that much energy. So, all right, there are
Oh, wow.
the mountains.
Oh, wow.
That's the
Look at
Angeles
that.
National Forest.
Look at all that. Like,
Yeah,
that's kind of why you're alive, isn't it?
I guess so, yeah. Let's go over here. There's a little view. Okay, so Shanna, I complain about the heat all the time.
Yeah.
Like, heat exhaustion
Right.
is always a problem for me.
Right.
Today it's only, 82 degrees? But the sun is on us.
It's really hot.
Is it hot?
It's super duper hot.
It's super duper
And I'm
hot.
sweating out like all the champagne I drank this week.
I'm almost, like my shirt, there are a few inches on the bottom that are not soaked, but I am almost completely
I might drink your
soaked
shirt.
through.
I'm getting really thirsty.
Whoa.
So Jeff, question time for you.
Yeah.
We're both from Missouri, right? So,
Yes.
we're used to critters
Right.
of a certain type. But I had thought this morning, I was like, will I be attacked by a mountain lion and be featured on the Discovery Channel in a story of survival? What's out here?
Yeah. So, we're in Griffith Park because it's kind of surrounded by city. There are not mountain lions, except
right.
for one.
Whoa, wait, huh?
He's famous.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what he's
So
called.
he's probably really kind and gentle.
No. He's called M6, M12 or something. They've tagged him.
He's like MI6 in London, like English Secret Service.
No, they tagged him with a tracker so they could keep a hold of him or keep track of him. And I can't remember what his tracker number is, but he's known by that. And he's kind of a big deal. If you Google him, you'll find a gazillion things about him. I don't think he's caused any problems though. Like, he got in somebody's basement a few months ago. They have photos of him. He's gorgeous. Lots of coyotes.
Okay.
They won't bother people, and they're like tragically a little tame because
They're so
foolish people feed them. Yeah. But they will eat your dogs.
Oh God.
Little dogs.
Okay.
Not if you have them on a leash and they're with you, but if you let your dog, another reason we shouldn't let your dog off a leash in places where it's not allowed. There's usually a reason. If your small dog wanders off,
It's gone.
it's done.
Oh.
It's done. They are also beautiful though. The biggest problem are snakes.
What?
Snakes.
Interesting. What kind? Are you talking like poisonous?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Poisonous and unpoisonous. There's
Big
like-
deal.
I think probably the biggest problem here is the Western Diamondback, I think it's called.
Okay.
It's a rattlesnake.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And it'll do you one in.
Oh, sure.
And by do you one in, I mean kill you.
Oh.
I almost stepped on one a couple of weeks ago. It was laid out across the trail, warming itself up. But
Right, and ready to kill you.
no, it was since it was laid out straight. That means it was probably just sunning itself to warm up its body temperature. And they can't strike you when they're stretched out like that. They have to, if they're not coiled, their like locomotion
Okay.
doesn't allow to strike.
I mean, file that under news you can use.
Yeah, for sure. But if they are coiled, they can jump.
God.
Jump isn't
They can
really.
jump?
They can't jump, but they can strike
Oh, God.
twice their length.
my
At least twice their length.
What is that length? What is that?
Well, so if they're an 8-foot snake, they could strike you 16 feet away.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Um,
Okay, I have another question.
yeah.
if I am struck by a rattlesnake on this rock,
Yeah.
will you suck the poison out?
No. That doesn't help, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, what? Will it just poison you and then we'll both be dead?
No, I don't think it would poison me. I think, well, the first thing you have to do is stop running. The most important thing is to lower your heart rate.
Right, so that's
because
the poison.
Right, the harder your heart is pumping, the faster blood is circulating through your body.
Jeff and I went to college.
Which in turn is making the venom circulate faster. So the first thing you need to do is chill the F out.
Okay.
And then you need to get help fast.
ASAP. That's why I brought my phone.
Yeah.
And to take pictures and selfies.
Yeah. It's actually really rare for people to get bitten when you're just running down the trail. First of all, you cause vibrations in the ground, and snakes can sense that.
Okay.
So that snake was probably super sluggish, or he would have gotten out of the way. He was probably sunning himself so that he could get some energy going to get on with his day.
Strike someone dead.
Right. Like, I don't know the statistics, but somewhere around 9 out of 10 snake bites happen because people are screwing around with snakes.
Ooh, well, I won't.
If you see a snake and avoid it,
yeah,
you should be fine.
Totally okay.
It happens. It totally happens. People who are just passing by get bitten, but not very often.
It's the circle of life, you know? It's
Yeah.
a very Elton John moment.
Yeah. There are also all these little, like, lizard things. I'm pretty sure none of them can hurt you. And they're terrified of humans. But they scurry really fast, and they scare the crap out of me. Not because I'm scared of them, but they startle me. Kind of like mice.
Okay.
I'm not scared of mice.
I'm scared of mice.
I'd love to hang out with mice.
I'll be like,
But when they run across my living room, and I'm not expecting it, it startles you, you know?
oh, I'm like, here's a piece of cheese, little mice.
I will tell you what I am terrified about.
What?
Running 10 hours through the Rocky Mountains by myself in the dark. In Leadville, I'll have to run all through the night. I'll have a headlamp. But at that point, people will pretty much spread themselves out, and somebody might pass me here and there, but I likely won't really see other people.
Like a ghost.
Yeah, and I think it's like a pretty big, like, psychological downer too. Like,
Yeah, to be alone.
you know, you can't see anything. You're by yourself. I'll be on mile like 60 through 90.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like the worst part of the race, and it seems like it's kind of like a real psychological hurdle to, like, kind of get yourself through the night. But I think once the sun comes up, it's kind of like, okay, I'm almost done.
Yeah. It's like
You know.
it's a Little Mermaid moment. I'm doing a lot of Disney references right now.
Oh yeah, you are.
Maybe they can sponsor you.
Yeah.
I had questions about the Leadville because do you get a chance to sleep?
No, I mean, you can, but it eats into your time. I'm not going
You're
to.
gonna go 3 days with no sleep?
Well, 2 days. 1.5 days. 30 hours. We go 30 hours.
Are you gonna sign up to become a Navy SEAL after that?
I don't know. Probably not.
It's very G.I. Jane of you.
Yeah, well, a lot of people do it.
So, Jeff, how many weeks to Leadville now?
6.
Holy fuck.
I leave for Colorado in 4 weeks in a month to start getting acclimated to the altitude, and then the run is 6 weeks away. Kind of, crap on the pants. It's kind of like, I don't know. I've been planning this, the film, and then Leadville for over a year, like well over a year. So,
What else do you
it's a little bit of pressure. Oh, nothing. Just, working 45 hours a week and relocating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And when is your move?
Just a few other things. I just moved. Or I'm
About to.
Well, this will be after my move.
Oh, okay.
But it's clearly in Los Angeles. So.
Yeah. So, when is your move?
In 2 days.
Oh, okay. So you don't have anything going on right now, right?
No, not really.
Nice.
There's lots of free time to hang out.
Yeah.
Oh, did I mention I'm also running 55 miles a week?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell me about this. Tell me about your time management skills.
Well, sometimes they just really go to crap, Like, sometimes Monday rolls around and I'm like, oh, thank God, Monday's here. I don't have to run today. All I have to do is work a 9-hour day. That's kind of my off day, So, I mean, that's how I'm handling it.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, it's temporary. So once I get back from Colorado, huge hurdle out of the way, and I'm gonna take a little bit of a breather for a while.
Yeah, you wanna take a vacation?
I can't take a vacation. Leadville is my vacation.
Oh my god. Running 100 miles is your vacation.
Yeah.
Mondays are your free day.
Yeah.
Monday's your day off when you have to go work 9 hours with children. That's basically like an inverted life. Like,
Yeah, but it's only temporary, so
everything is, isn't it?
it is.
Like this run and the dry feeling in my mouth.
Yeah.
Temporary.
Yeah, and the blood running down my chest from my raw nipples, all temporary.
Pulling in your shoes.
Yeah.
Totally temporary.
Oh.
Oh my god. How's my hair look?
Really good.
Good.
You look like a volleyball player.
Oh, like Gabrielle Reese? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we're done. How was it?
It was hard.
Yeah, it's really hot.
It's really hot.
Yeah.
I can't stress how much I feel like my alcohol usage has played into my pour.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. You got it out. You got it out of your
I
system.
did. It's
right?
all gone now.
Yeah.
I can fill it back up tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, you wanted to show them your shoes?
This is a special. This is new for me. Like, my shoes do not look like this after a run on the lakefront path in Chicago. So
They're clean.
They're I'm gonna have to
spotless.
like hose myself off before I go into my friend's house.
City runners.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. As always, make sure you're following Shanna Shrum at SSPotty, PAHTY, and use the hashtag view from my run.
View from my run is on my Instagram. Yes.
Yeah, make it happen.
Mm-hmm. I'll see your run. I'll see your pictures.
Yeah.
Mine are better.
Oh, what?
snap.
I think that's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
And as always, you guys, live tracker, go to my website, do it. You want to do it, trust me. And Instagram, Twitter's at Jeffrey Binney, JEFFREY BINNEY. And at the very least, make sure you check out www.onceisenough.film.com. Anything else?
Anything else? Be on the lookout for my new web series, the announcements, Instagram me, Twittering, all that good stuff.
Obvious.
It's happening.
That's gay for obvious. I don't know.
Toads. That's